Howdy y'all, it's Kentucky Ranger. This Mondays with Mom's going to be just a little bit different. All the things that's been going on here of late with a few channels, hate channels out there, I think this needs to be addressed. So we had a discussion, and after the fact, I did some research and found out that up in Canada this month on the 27th, they're having what's called Pink Shirt Day. And what that is, it's two Nova Scotia high school students who, one of their friends got picked on really bad for showing up to school with a pink shirt. So they decided everybody was going to get together and wear a pink shirt to support the kid. I think it's really cool. And that's what we have to do. Here's a community on YouTube. So we talk about what to do and how to handle these people. But anyhow, hope you enjoy this. It's like I say, it's not dramatic or anything like that, but we just sit down and we're talking about that because it needs to be talked about. It needs to be brought out in the light. People need to know that it's okay to say something about it. So we're saying something about it. And anyhow, I hope you enjoy. I'll have a link to the Pink Shirt Day up in Canada. It's really actually a really cool thing that has really blossomed since 2007. So I'll have a link. And anyhow, as always, God bless. And hope you enjoy this Mondays with Mom. Thanks for watching. Howdy everybody, Kentucky Ranger, Mama,
hi,
Sissy,
Hey,
and Junebug.
and Junebug.
my sidekick.
Karla ain't here, she ain't feeling well. So this Mondays with Mom's gonna be a little bit different with some of the shenanigans going on at the little inner circles of our people, what they call the bottom of YouTube. Some think that's kind of a derogatory thing, but actually it's not. We're the ones just starting out. That's why we're at the bottom. Thing we need to address because of everything that's going on,
There you go, Jimbo.
which is cyberbullying, and it not only happens on YouTube, it happens on Facebook, it happens on Twitter, any social media platform. So
I've been cyberbullied a lot.
yeah, and so have I. And you know who you are out there.
Oh, look at Donald Trump. He gets bullied all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're going to discuss. One thing we're going to discuss is how Mama, way in the past, and how me and Cherie dealt with bullies before there was an internet or anything. So back when you were a kid or a young adult, there were still bullies.
Oh, yes.
But explain, there was a difference.
Well, I have to go way back when
Yeah.
I was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I was probably, let me think, 12, 13, around there.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl, she bullied me in school. And
What grade?
well,
Third or fourth grade.
somewhere up in there.
And she told me about it before.
She was pretty young.
Yeah.
Okay.
And anyway, she was our neighbor because we lived in the country in West Virginia, and it was dirt road.
Right.
But she,
Lots of dirt roads
she-
back in them days.
she lived about 3 houses down from where I lived.
Right.
It was her and her sister, and me and her sister used to play together and hang out and do things. But for some reason, they got mad at me, and she told the other kids when we got off the school bus that evening, she's gonna beat me up. So I have to admit I was scared.
Right.
But we was coming down the road and she come at me, and man, I let her have it, and I knocked her in the ditch, and I went walking on. I went walking on home, and she told everybody at school I beat her up.
Lord have mercy.
And she left me alone. From then there, I had no trouble with her whatsoever.
See, and that's the thing. You know, you're talking about that. I was bullied when I was a kid. But the way you handled it is it was one-on-one. So the way you did it is you dealt with the bully face to face.
You have to face them.
And the way you did it is you didn't take any guff off of them. And sometimes it turned into physical altercations. But it was a one-on-one thing. And once it was taken care of, the bullying stopped. Today, with the internet, bullies have a new tool to pick on people with no ramifications whatsoever. And that's the thing, what you need to do. I have I have my 3 rules for dealing with people like that. Call them trolls, whatever you want to call them. Is first of all, whatever comments they're leaving on your videos, on your Facebook, on wherever it is, you delete the comments. You block the person, and if it's extremely derogatory stuff, you report them. And I know the bullies out there right now, oh, free speech and how dare you, and you're only blocking because you're a wussy and all this stuff. No, that's the way you have to deal with cyber bullies. And another thing you do is you forget about them. You don't ever mention them again. You can talk about them one time. Once that's done, like you know the video I'm talking about, I addressed it one time. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's how you deal with them. Sooner or later they go away. But they don't go away. What they do is they find somebody else to pick on. And that's, you know, even when it was a one-on-one, just like that girl you're talking about.
Yeah.
Guarantee you she started picking on somebody else.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she did.
One thing's changed. There's still bullying going on within schools. But when we were kids, I mean, it was bad enough to deal with bullies.
Yeah, but it was a local.
But what's really changed is how these kids, some of them have become violent and
ruthless.
And these kids are having to deal with school shootings.
Yeah.
We didn't have that then.
No.
We had to deal with bullies that would pick fights or call you names or whatever.
Yeah.
That was bad enough, but
you can't 100% blame the internet. But the internet plays a big role, especially because what you have children who are unsupervised getting online, looking at things. And when you have someone who something's wrong with them mentally, and they have free reign of the internet, and they start looking into things, that's the dangerous part of when you have somebody who's a psychopath. The internet is wide open. All you got to do is Google it. You want to find out how to make a bomb? Just Google it. You want to find out how to make poison? Just Google it. That's the difference, I think, between what we deal with today as opposed to back then. Back then it was harder to figure that kind of stuff out, so it didn't happen as much. The gun thing, I'm not sure.
the school shootings started in the mid-90s.
Yeah, and I think that stems back to the parents. Where are these parents of these kids?
Well, I'll tell you where they are. All the parents has to work now.
Well, that's true.
There's no parents at home to supervise
our society,
the children.
our society has gotten to the point where you have to.
Yeah.
In order to survive, you have to.
And unfortunately, a lot of these little kids are coming up in homes where there's nothing but drugs and alcohol and violence.
Well, it's not only that, but there's also upper middle class people. What you're looking at, you have two people and they're not working, they don't necessarily both have to be working. Let's say you have a doctor and a lawyer, and they're married. The doctor, he's making $100,000. The lawyer, she's making $100,000. They're living that lifestyle. So they're working, okay? Now they have kids. It's not that they can't be home. They could. One of them could quit, but then they would have to sell the BMW. They'd have to downsize the house. But they don't want to do that. But then you also have the parents in lower income areas who dealing in dope and all that other stuff. They don't care. But they don't care in a different way. But even rich people, they don't care. When you have what you do is when you decide to have children, it's a job. You're not there to be their best friend. You're there to be their parent.
Children need to be nurtured and led.
Right.
You know when you be your best friend with your kids when they're about 30. Then you can be their best friend. And then you can talk about, God, do you remember back when such and such and I had to whoop you? Yeah, I remember that. But when they're growing up, especially, and I'll always stick to it, the first 5 years of a human being's life pretty much dictates how they're going to be the rest of their life. So those first 5 years, if they're in a violent situation, like the parents are fighting, they're into drugs, or into that, imprints on them. And it's not that they can't get out of that, but the odds are really against them. And I think that has to do with the school shooting things, because what you have is you've got a lot of kids that are really angry.
Well, yeah, they're angry because they don't have
because
their
nobody's there.
parents
Yeah,
there.
there's no boundaries. Nobody has set any boundaries.
They're raised in daycare centers or by babysitters.
And those are the
abuse
lucky.
them.
Yeah, and those are well, the lucky ones are in decent daycare centers. But yeah, you got daycare centers that don't care about kids.
Yeah, but look at the babysitter or
Babysitters, the same thing.
But these
they
kids,
beat them up.
These kids now are so into social media that this cyberbullying thing has really escalated. But see, like with us, I've been cyberbullied several times, and I'm very familiar with the block button. I won't engage them. I won't put up with it. I'll delete the comment and I'll block. But kids, you can't put a 60-year-old head on a 13-year-old.
No.
So
they can be pretty ruthless kids.
They absolutely.
But the ones that get me are the 30 and 40-year-olds who get online just for the sole intent of ruining someone's day.
Oh yeah.
And another thing is, you don't have to ignore them. You ignore them online. You stop making videos bantering back and forth. But behind the scenes, if they keep at it, you report them, and you keep reporting them, and you keep reporting them. And that's another thing is, Facebook seems to be a little more on top of it. YouTube really isn't. YouTube, there's certain channels that have attacked me, and I've got them struck a couple of times, but it's a Herculean effort. They don't make it easy. It's almost impossible. And they keep at it and keep at it. And you try and you report them and you report them, and it gets to the point it's like, I can't do anything more. That's something, that YouTube's going to have to fix.
Yeah.
And Facebook and Twitter. But it just seems like YouTube allows so much more leeway for these people.
I wish YouTube was like Facebook, where you could block them to where they couldn't see any of your
That's
content.
exactly. YouTube needs to be, because Facebook, when you block somebody on Facebook, you no longer exist to them. If you blocked somebody on YouTube and they did the same thing Facebook does, to where your channel no longer exists to that person, they would go away. But they don't. And you block them, they can't comment on your videos, but guess what? They can give you a thumbs down, and they can do all kinds of other things. Plus, they can watch your videos. If you remove that to where they can no longer even see your videos, they'll leave you alone, because they have no more fuel for the hate.
I seen something recently that really had me bothered. there was a feud going on between these. There was three or four of these channels involved, and they were all ganging up on this one channel. And I ain't gonna mention who they are.
Oh, it happens all the time.
This one woman that's got a YouTube channel, she is kind of crass and obnoxious sometimes. But these other people had ganged up on her. So what they were doing, they were making videos talking about her channel and about this and that. But what they were doing, they had downloaded some of her videos and it was playing her videos on their channel to make it. And they were chopping it up and really making her look worse than she really
you can do a lot with editing.
And I don't know if that's died down or not, because it kept coming up
it goes on and the banner back and forth, and that's what keeps the stuff, and it keeps people. And see, a lot of channels that'll do that, they do it because when it's going on, people love drama, and it brings viewers, and it brings subscriptions to their channel. And all I can say, I mean, if that's what your kind of channel that you want, okay. But I'm sorry, YouTube, they have to have something when you're critiquing another channel or you're roasting another channel. That's comedy. Okay. It's when you start going after and you start personally attacking a person, not just a channel, but an actual person in certain way, like doxing, giving out their personal information, just talking, just hate. That's no longer, you're not flaming them, you're not roasting them, you're being a serious threat to them.
That happened to a channel recently. Donald knows who, Ranger knows who it was.
Yeah.
And it got to a dangerous level, and I don't think anything was ever done with that person that was doing that to this other person. And that's dangerous.
Well, there have been people on YouTube that have been bullied so bad they've committed suicide.
There's been a lot of them.
That's happened.
Really bad.
There was one little girl that was going through things, and why nobody reported anything. But it got so bad with her, she committed suicide and put it on live.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And another thing, I've had conversation with a few people. I'm not going to name any names or anything, but they get angry with this guilty by association thing. I like who I like. Y'all like who you like, and that is what it is. But you are who you're judged by who you hang around, who you leave comments with, who you interact with on streams. And if it's a hateful group or a hateful person and other people see that, I mean, you call it what you want. But people will judge you. I mean, they sure will. Sometimes it's not a very good thing. Sometimes
I had to unsubscribe to some YouTube channels that were okay at first, but then they got into drama and I didn't want no part of it. Well,
that happened to me with a few channels where I liked them at first. I reached out to them. I've even helped them. In fact, there was one channel, he had no idea how to live stream. And I sit down for 3 or 4 hours one evening and taught him how to live stream. And it wasn't just a few weeks later he turned on me. Him and his family, well, I should say his family, him and his wife turned on me. And I'm the one I taught them how to live stream, and they turned it against me. But it's just, if you're going to go out and you're going to hate, and you're going to be somebody who follows these people who hate, you're going to be judged by that. So you can watch them. That's your business.
What I'd like to tell, especially younger people, don't take it personal. And if you're being bullied, cyberbullied, and you're a younger person, tell your parents.
Oh, exactly.
Don't try to fight it alone. And a lot of times, it be somebody on the other end that's not who they appear to be.
No,
They're just a troll, and they're trying to make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah,
There's so many of these kids that won't tell their parents.
That's another thing, these troll accounts where there's faceless people behind, well, whoever it is. And they go on, man, just block them and ignore them. Because if you don't and you interact with them, you're just giving them power.
Oh, yeah.
You're empowering them. You just don't interact with them. And if you see them, block them and just move on from them. That's the problem.
Only go to the happy places.
There you go.
There you go.
There's Mama's advice. Go to the happy
Absolutely.
places.
Right. Stay away from bad.
Well, that's like, you know, I have people who get angry because and upset because I don't comment on every single video that they do. First of all, I subscribe back to pretty much everybody that subscribes to my channel as best that I can. I try to watch videos, but you know, my interests aren't the same as your interests. I like electronic stuff and gadgets and things like that. I'm not necessarily into the other things, and it's not that I don't like you or I don't like your channel. I'm just not into whatever style that you're doing on your channel. Just like I have quite a few subscribers to my channel who basically got stung when they the big demonetization that happened here about a year ago. And we all did the sub for sub thing. And we're all, hey, you sub me, I'll sub you. Trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers so we could get those little crumbs from AdSense, you know. You're lucky if you make $100 a year kind of thing. So you have 1,000 subscribers, but out of that 1,000 subscribers, you might only have 15 people that actually watch your videos.
See, it's like with me, I lost a bunch of subscribers because my problem is I'm subscribed to about over 1,000 channels. So I can't get to everybody.
Yeah, and
that'd
YouTube,
be 24
yeah,
hours,
and
7.
then YouTube did this thing not too long ago. Everybody's calling it the purge, where apparently some of these channels are dead channels. At least in YouTube or Google's mind, they're dead channels. It's like me, when that happened, I think I lost like 300 subscribers. But
I think I lost 200.
yeah, and then the accusations start flying. Oh, those were paid subscriptions. Those were bots. Those were that. No, it was just a lot of them. They might look like dead channels, but the people that are on them, they don't want to make videos. All they do is they just watch. So what happens when that purge occurred? They lost track of the channels that they like to follow. So I noticed that after that happened, I started picking them back up as the people are like, whoa, what happened? I didn't unsubscribe for Ranger. Who did? Well, Google did. They unsubscribed you for whatever reason they did. But I don't know. We're getting off on a tangent here. But the cyberbullying thing, people who have channels for no other reason than for hate. I don't understand it. I don't understand the people who are behind them and support them. That's, unless I guess they're hateful people too. I guess that's Adolf Hitler. Look at the people who followed him.
I guess because of his freedom of speech, I don't know, but it shouldn't be allowed. I've got one in particular channel I'm thinking about, and all that person does is gets on there and badmouths people. That's it.
Oh, I've seen channels like that. They'll live stream. You know who you are. You've been doing it in a while, but get on there for an hour, 2 hours, ranting, saying some of the most vile, disgusting things about other people.
I'm like, whoa.
And the reason they do it is because they know the second the stream is over, they're going to delete it, and they think YouTube ain't going to see it. It's still on YouTube server. Oh, and while that live stream's going on, people are flagging it as it's going along. So it catches up to you, Just because you delete it don't mean it's gone. But basically, with the cyberbullying, the way you stop it is you take the wind from their sails.
That's the only
You
way.
ignore them, you block them, and you don't interact with them anymore. Same thing with bullies when we were kids. You know, like, well, I punched this kid, you know, and then what? And then after that, I ignored him, he ignored me, and we went about our business. That's the way you do it. The same thing online.
You have to face bullies.
Yeah, but it's hard to do that online.
Well, you're facing them when you block them.
Yeah.
Just
Basically, because they're 1,500 miles away, you can't do anything? Yeah, you can. Ignore them. I mean, what are you going to drive 1,500 miles and punch them in the nose? No. The way you punch them in the nose, you block them. And you don't talk about them anymore. That's the way you deal with them.
It takes two to make an
Yeah,
argument.
it most certainly does.
But what they do is they play on your emotions, and some people is got a short fuse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, well, you
But
said this, well, you ain't gonna get away with this, and then
Yeah,
they
but
say
it's
something and
what's
just escalates.
ridiculous. Like this one particular channel, every time they would live stream, they'd start talking about me. Ranger's fat. Okay. Oh, Ranger, he's an old man. Look at him. He's old, balding. Oh, he's old, fat. Over and over again. It was getting finally to the point where the people that followed him were like, dude, enough with Ranger. Let's talk about somebody else. You know? How many times is it, oh, you're fat. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're a hillbilly. Oh, you're inbred. Especially when you don't come back to them, it's like, dude, you know, give it a rest, man.
Yeah, I've had some pretty vile things said to me about me.
I tell you.
But I just ignore it.
But yeah, it just, you know, like I say, back in our day, especially Mama's day, yeah,
block them.
You dealt with it one-on-one because that's the way it was.
You had to.
Bullies were right there, up close and personal.
Yeah.
Now, they can be 3,000 miles away, and they know that. And that's why they get away with what they do, is because when they come at you, you come back at them, and that fuels the back and forth banner. If you stop it, it's only coming one way. It's like, me, 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 me. So how long are they going to me, 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 until finally, hey, listen to me. Hey, listen to me. You're going to listen to me. And you're not, well, what the heck with you? How about you? Yeah, you. You know, that's the way they do. Move on. Just let it go, then they will move on. You know what I'm talking about.
I had somebody that was bugging the far out of me on Facebook.
Yeah.
And they kept trying to message me.
Oh, Lord.
And I wouldn't answer back. Because I don't like all that drama and stuff. And so what they were doing was sending me emojis with dogs with their fist up there. You know what I did? I hit the block button. I said, I've had enough of this. And I never did engage them in any conversation.
That's the wonderful thing about Facebook, is when you block them, you no longer exist in their world. Oh, and they no longer exist in your world. Mm. So you can't keep looking to see what's going on in their world, but they can't see you. Neither one of you can see each other, period.
I like it that way.
And that's the way YouTube needs to be. When you block somebody, they no longer can see any of your channel. In fact, your channel no longer exists. And if you try to go to their channel no longer exists to you.
Are you hearing this, YouTube?
Yeah, hey, YouTube. Come on. Google, you got what? $900 trillion billion? And God knows how many servers?
If
Don't tell me you couldn't do that.
Facebook's got a block button, you'd think that YouTube could do that.
Just write some code.
But I got one thing to say.
Okay.
Say
it. There has always been bullies.
Oh, always.
I'm talking about
since 65
years or more in my time. There was bullies. There was bullies way before that.
The beginning of time.
It's just that there wasn't as many people as there are now. So now you got I don't know how many millions of people we got now.
Well, that's the one thing. Okay, back in your day, I don't think there were less bullies, but they were local.
Wasn't. Yeah.
nowadays there's as many bullies. There might be more because just the population.
Yeah, because.
But the problem is now you have the internet. You have this. You have these media outlets like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, where these bullies, not only can they personally bully, but they can get together with other bullies and gang up on people.
Yeah.
As groups of bullies.
Yeah.
And they
But
did the
you
same
can
thing when
still-
you were in school. You remember, I remember there were about 3 or 4 kids in junior high. They
I
were
hated
like a
college.
little gang,
I hated middle school.
and they went around, and whoever they decided to pick on that particular day. It's the same, it's the same thing. It's just on a larger scale now because of the internet. But the thing about the internet, you got the block button.
You know,
You just beep, and they
YouTube
disappear.
and Facebook, but there's good things and bad things on the
Oh
internet.
yeah.
And what makes me sad is the people that give in to being bullied, and they'll just get off of there. When it's
there's
something that they,
several.
when
Yeah.
it's something that they love to do,
Yeah.
and what they need to do is just block these people and don't engage them.
Yeah.
But instead,
can't
they
do
get
that.
mad, they get upset, and they either delete their Facebook account, they get
Oh.
off, you know.
Oh, I've seen several that do that. Facebook and YouTube, they delete their YouTube channel. You go to look at their channel, and it's gone.
And they shouldn't do that. They shouldn't let these bullies win that way.
No, but they do. But what you need to do is steer clear of those people and interact with positive people.
Right, there you go.
Stop interacting with negative people.
I won't interact with negative people.
You
I
can't.
don't like it.
It won't work. So anyhow, this has gone on. We're hitting it. Definitely hitting the half-hour mark. So
Rant's
Yes,
over.
yes.
yeah, well, we're ranting, we're venting. It just
Well, it just breaks my heart. I don't let it
It
bother
does.
me
It's
because
awful.
I'm used
And,
to it and I know
yeah.
how people are. But
But-
it hurts me to see other people
yeah.
hurt that really, I mean, I've seen them actually get on YouTube and Facebook both just about in tears,
Oh yeah.
crying over being bullied, and it's awful. I hate it.
Well, I made that one video. I started with the tears and everything because of what I was discussing. And then I got bullied by other people, other channels and stuff. It's like, God, Ranger, what's wrong with you? What, you thin skin? I'm like, no, I'm emotional. Because it's disgusting that these people continuously get away with this stuff. But they're not getting away with it.
No.
No,
Eventually
they're
what
not.
happens is their channel withers away. Either that, or it gets to a point that you've ignored them and you've chosen more positive outlets and people to linger around, mingle with,
Yeah.
to where even though their channel might still be successful, they're doing it to somebody else. So that's the key, is ignore them. Walk away from
I
them.
know it's
Turn your
hard to
back
ignore
on
'em.
them. Yeah,
But you have to.
you got to.
Absolutely.
So anyhow, that
And
being
don't
said,
take it personal because they're
No.
just doing it to be doing it.
Yeah, they're doing it for a reaction.
And if they know that they're going to get a reaction out of
Yeah.
you, it makes them
Especially the
more.
ones that hide behind masks or they don't show themselves.
Yeah.
There's several that way.
Yeah. Or, they're headless. It's like, take it. Here. I'm newspaper man. I can't stand you. You know who you are. You don't know who I am, and you'll never know who I am because I'm newspaper man. That's right.
That's like that commercial.
That's how stupid it is. It's so stupid.
You'd be surprised how many of them there are.
Just
It
associate
ain't just
with
one. It's several
Yeah.
that got a,
Yeah.
what do you call it? Where they're hiding behind a mask.
I know, they're just clicks. Well, some of them don't even have they don't even show anything. They make these videos where it's just a blank screen.
Yeah, I've seen them do that.
Or the ones I really love are the ones who take reruns from a video game and just talk behind it. So you'll see somebody playing whatever video game. Oh, today we're going to do this, and derp, and you never know who it is. And of course, now some of them channels are funny, the roasting channels and stuff. But you just stay away from them kind of people. get with people, positive-minded people. You know, don't
If
stick.
you're into
Don't stay around.
photography, get with other people
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah. You're into hunting ghosts. Deal with people who hunt ghosts.
Or the comedy channel. I love
comedy?
the Donnie Shaw
Hey,
show.
And you know what? I have
I love this
absolutely
channel.
nothing wrong with roasting. And I'll tell you one of my most favorite channels. I wasn't going to mention any channels on here, but I've got to mention Vlogger Puppets. One of the most hilarious channels. Most misunderstood dude. And I always... Roasting's fun. I love roasting. I wish Vlogger Puppets or somebody would roast me, because I think it's funny. It's the hate. That's the whole, you know.
Just stay away from.
Yeah, roasting's great. Roasting to me is funny.
If you don't feed a stray, it'll go away.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Don't feed the trolls.
Yeah.
Anyhow, any parting words, Mama? Me and Cherie's yapped right over you.
Well, it's all right. I'm listening.
It's supposed to be Monday with Mama.
It's all
It's
right.
Monday's
I'm
with
here.
Mom. All right. There's Mom, and it's Monday.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
I'll be 83 the 25th.
83. Yeah, we're gonna have a birthday. Big old birthday blowout.
Yeah, we're
Are
Because
we?
her- Is it 25th is on a Monday, isn't it? So
Yeah.
her birthday falls on Monday.
Yeah.
That's good.
Interesting.
2 weeks from this past Monday. From yesterday.
There you go.
2 weeks.
And I'll
So,
be back.
Anyhow, like Karla said, send her. Got the P.O. box down there.
No,
send her
don't
some.
send me
No,
a
send her a
card. That's
birthday
just
card.
money.
No, ain't that much. A couple
Yeah.
bucks. I think we did. Was it last year we did a? Yeah, because we've been doing Mondays with Mom for years. You had
Yeah,
some,
we did.
quite a few birthday cards. I
Mm.
thought that was cool.
Yeah, I kept them. They're all.
We should be
In
getting
there
a Yum
somewhere.
box here before too long.
Yeah, snacky crate, Yum box,
They
or
said
Universal
something
Yum.
about,
I wish they were
Yeah,
all
you
as
said
good
it
as
was
that
something about
jumping box.
Valentine's Day, but it's past Valentine's Day, so I don't know.
and
Whatever
I
it
haven't heard
is,
anything.
yeah, whatever it is, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we will.
So anyhow, we're gonna get off her soapbox. We're gonna stop ranting. Oh, ranting, raving. I'm mad and I'm not gonna take it no more.
Be kind always.
Yeah, be kind. Be nice to each other.
It's so much
Uh,
better life to be happy than
It really is.
to be
And
mad.
don't argue religion. Don't argue
No.
politics.
I
We're all
don't. I'm
different.
not. I don't get into. I just
No.
like to be happy.
Yeah.
I am what I am. You are what you are.
Being happy
Kumbaya.
is healthy.
Yeah. You know, can't we all just get along? That's the thing gets me. You know, it's like life is so short for people.
Those little
It
kids
is.
that I'm teaching in Pakistan, keep little Neha in prayer.
Yeah,
She's the
she's not
pastor's
doing so
little
good.
girl. I was teaching them this morning, and she's real sick. I could hear her over the video.
Oh, Lord.
She was crouping real bad, and it's their rainy season, so I'm sure that ain't helping.
Yeah, we're going to keep mentioning her GoFundMe for the Bibles. We're also going to keep Nez Lever in our prayers, and I'm going to have the link to her GoFundMe because she needs help to get out of the situation that her and her kid's in. So those are going to be in the link. And other than that, I think we can wrap this. That sounds like we're getting ready to get blowed away. God bless everybody, and take care. And next Monday, we're either going to do a Yum box or Universal Yum. I gotta start calling it what it is. They're going to get mad at me. Of course,
We'll
not like
start-
they're giving me it or giving us anything.
No,
It's
We'll
But
start
anyway.
singing it. We'll make up
Yeah.
a new song for you.
Universal Yums. I don't know.
Rangers happy, Rangers happy, Rangers happy,
Rangers
happy, 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 happy.
Happy, happy, joy, joy. Ranger's belly's full. He's awful happy. I don't know. I do that with a Japanese song in the background. Doing, 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 doing. Ranger. He looks like a Buddha. He got a big belly. Hey, if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at
That's
anything.
for sure.
Anyhow, God bless everybody.
Junebug says bye.
Junebug's out. Junebug says, y'all are crazy. Y'all cray cray. Anyhow, y'all,
Bye.
God bless, take care. See you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.